So it was
Basically, we hate you all and don't want you to be here.
yes. So don't tune in live, I guess, on Thursday. Actually, today, because you will be watching it today. You won't be able to see this episode until today, Thanksgiving. So boom, roasted. Welcome back to the podcast, our Underqualified, Untitled Podcast. We're going to apologize ahead of time. We didn't get an episode out yesterday. We didn't stream yesterday just because, well, one, it's getting to be crunch time here in the university with semester finals. We have a condensed semester, so finals week is kind of pushed early / merged with things. So we've been busy, basically. We've been busy and we haven't been able to do this as much as we like. So, but we found a gap. We found a gap today, and we are able to do this live. The clip that that I just played at the beginning of this stream is an excerpt from the episode that you will be seeing next week. Next week is Thanksgiving. Finn and I will not be available to stream, and we recorded an episode early. So that will come out either Wednesday or Thursday. We haven't decided when it will be uploaded, but it will definitely be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and it might be streamed to the Twitch. We don't know for sure yet, but it will be uploaded for sure on YouTube. Again, you got your hosts here. I'm going to start off with the man on your right because he's awesome and he deserves to be introduced first. You might have heard that. I got to turn look at how professional I am, having to turn my phone on silent. To the man on your right, the sexiest of all men. People, Finn got robbed by People Magazine. Finn got so robbed. I saw on Twitter, if you follow him on Twitter at Skidap, he posted a picture. He got his photo taken for his job. So it's man. I know we try to keep this tame here, but I want to bring in the meme. Like my mind just thought, man, Becky let me smash. Like I just saw that, like damn, how is this dude? How is this dude not as popular as he should be? So on the right side of your screen, you got Finn at Skidap on Twitter, and he's actually the one who provided the idea for today's episode too, and we'll get to that. For me, not as attractive. And I don't tweet as much.
Don't sell yourself short, dude. Come on.
I will. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Inside,
I'm sorry,
as
man.
he is on the outside. On your left, we have Json, i.e. J_Wrangle33 on Twitter. The man, the myth, the legend, the one that gives us the platform for our show. To those of you tuning in, we thank you. To those of you watching on YouTube, we also thank you, just not as much because we hate you. To those of you that aren't watching, keep doing what you're doing, baby.
We hope you join us though sometime because we got some great things going here. Thank you, Sans Dressing, for the wonderful compliment to obviously directed to Finn. Obviously directed to Finn.
Nah, man, they're talking to you. We all know that.
So Finn came up with the idea, and it's so unfortunate that we weren't able to do this live yesterday. But yesterday was it International or was it National Men's Day?
International Men's
Day, and so we both pretty garbage heap, man. Garbage heap. I love both of you guys.
Dude, it's pronounced gabbage.
Gabbage. I'll let you see.
Gabbage.
Maybe you should just be taking over because you can actually pronounce these things right and stuff.
I'm just a gamer who loves New York, Jersey, Boston accents, man. It's gabbage heap.
Man. So
pack my can, have it yet. Gabbage. I get the gabbage.
Yesterday was International Men's Day. Thank you to Finn for bringing that up. That's going to be the topic of our episode today. We're going to be primarily talking about International Men's Day, and we're going to go the other route. Why it sucks to be a dude. Finn, this was your idea. You're probably going to be leading the show today. Take it away.
Not used to that. Right, guys, for those of you that are watching that are dudes, y'all know that it genuinely does suck at times to be a guy. For those of you that aren't dudes that are watching, probably don't know how much it sucks to sometimes be a guy. A lot of it has to do with the fact that guys have always run the world, so like, yeah. But the guys that run the world are usually not the kind of guys that you want to run the world, if we're being honest. So the patriarchy is a term that has been made up that refers to men that run everything. It is the opposite of the matriarchy, the women that run everything. So the patriarchy has kind of created the stigma of you gotta be tough. You gotta never show emotion unless it's anger or being horny. You gotta
go to horny jail.
Mix with anything and everything. Like if you turn down sex with something, you're not a man. God, there's so much to it, dude. You always gotta be clean cut. You can't wear what you want. No, you gotta wear what we tell you to wear. There's just all sorts of things. Being a dude can very much suck. Wow, I'm so whitewashed from this. Hot damn.
At least you're prepared to actually, have some lighting. All I got is the light in my room. I should really.
I think it looks good.
I should actually take this lamp that you see over my shoulder and just put it on my desk and point it towards, because I feel like there needs to be a little bit more lighting.
You should take some sticky tag, put it on the ceiling.
And then all one episode, you're just gonna see just randomly fall down the lamp.
You've just got this light that's coming down and just hitting you like right here, so your hair's shining.
Boom. I do use Garnier Sleek and Shine for.
That Garnier, man.
Garnier.
Oh, tell you what, that stuff's so good. I got that really thick hair, like. My hair is constantly falling out.
See, dude, like
so stupidly.
If you are watching this live, you are being treated to the man here. He's going through his hair, running his fingers through his hair. Like you are getting this is all free too. Like you are getting the full experience. I mean, you can't get any more close to that than other, maybe virtual reality. But we'll figure out. We'll see if Twitch knows if we can figure out a way to stream in virtual reality anytime soon.
My hair is probably the only feature.
That's actually a good question by Sans Dressing we have here live. So if you are watching this on YouTube, we answer questions live on Twitch. So it might be, if you like what you see and maybe you want to ask us any questions live, no matter how embarrassing they are, go follow us on twitch.tv/crunchbar33. We usually stream every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Today is obviously an exception because we didn't get around to it. But so Sans Dressing ask in Twitch, do men have problems with different hair products? Finn, I'm going to let you this one because I know for sure that you go through the hair care stuff.
Oh yeah. No, I have always had a problem with hair products. So the problem with men's hair products is that men have very short hair, right? The longest I've ever had my hair was probably 2.5 inches. And I made sure that I had a shampoo, conditioner. I had like 6 different products to potentially style it, all depending on what I needed for the situation. And that a lot of guys always told me like, man, that's too much, that's excessive. I'm like, nah, man, I want my hair to stay nice, healthy. When I was 14, I was a freshman in high school. I bleached my hair so that I could be Lewis from Meet the Robinsons.
Ooh.
For show choir. Because I'm a big fucking nerd. And man, it just killed my hair. I had dandruff for 2-3 years after that.
Is that an exaggeration or did you actually have like dandruff for that? Because I can actually believe that too.
I had dandruff from that because it killed my hair. And my scalp was never able to recover from it. Just for years. So then what I did was, I asked my mom, I was like, yo, I have dandruff real bad. Head and Shoulders does not work. She was like, okay, I think I know what to do. So she got me this shampoo. It's non-foaming. It was super expensive. It was like $15 a bottle.
Damn. For how big is a bottle? Like, I mean, I get if you get like go to Sam's Club or Costco, if you get a Costco size or anything like that, like that's still pretty pricey. But
it was, so you know how big like the standard bottle of like body wash is, not the really big ones with like
something like this maybe,
like this, the
or like smaller, like the smaller like this. So this is like your standard water bottle
ish.
Or was it? Or are we talking like the travel size?
It was smaller and thicker, but I think that it would have been about that same volume of liquid. But it was very thick. It felt like a conditioner. If you've ever felt a conditioner, that's what it felt like.
Really?
But it was a shampoo.
That's weird.
And it got rid of all of the oil really, really well, but it didn't dry out my hair. So my hair was really clean after I would use it. And she was like, okay, here, look, here's this shampoo for you. Or not this shampoo, sorry. I already said that. Talked about that. Here's this conditioner for you. Go for it. You know, it's all yours. Use as little as you can. Just make sure that you spread it down to the tips, because obviously this part of your hair is the most important part to keep soft. It's like, who cares if like down here by the scalp soft?
Yeah, nobody really runs.
Your scalp is soft. That's like weird to be like walking into a room, like, you know, bragging about how like, oh guys, I got super soft hands. That's cool, fine, whatever, man. Some different strokes for different folks. But if you're walking in, you're all like, oh, I got a really soft scalp. Like, people are gonna either laugh or they're just gonna avoid you.
The only people that you really see that have like soft scalps are bald people, because, you know, they actually are able to put lotion. Yeah. You can't really put lotion in your hair and like, oh, this will make its way down to my head. That doesn't work.
It's like, it's just weird. It's just weird. No other way around it.
Do you remember?
Not bald.
Do you remember the actual name of the product?
I wish that I did, because I don't use it anymore. Once I got rid of the dandruff, I started using Head and Shoulders again with a conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
So sad about it.
You and I are the same then, because I use Head and Shoulders for even if I get like, I don't buy it myself, or actually maybe I buy it like without even realizing it. But, you know, the Head and Shoulders 2-in-1 conditioner, stuff like that, you know, shampoo and conditioner, I use that.
The problem with that, and that's where men's products go wrong, is they're all like, oh yeah, this is a 2-in-1. We've got conditioner and we've got shampoo. Except that it's either going to do one really well and not the other at all, or it's going to do both okay, but neither one good enough to actually make a difference.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I add in to my hair conditioner, Garnier Sleek and Shine, because, you know, after using the 2-in-1 for I don't know how long, I never really noticed the difference. But once I started using that Sleek and Shine, like, oh my, like, man, like that's like, my hair is actually presentable, I guess, even though it may or may not be presentable today. But I mean,
nah, man, your hair looks fine.
Yeah, it's really changed my perspective, I guess, on and I didn't really start using it until I started growing out my hair, because I used to have just really short hair most of the time. Actually, I think maybe the first time I met you, I had short hair, but
it was probably about the same length as mine right now.
Yeah, and like that was the first year I really started to grow out my hair, and
my parents won't let me.
Damn.
Sucks.
I mean,
I kid you not. Be like, hey, you know, come run errands with me. And I'm like, cool, okay, yeah, sure, I'll run errands with you. And then suddenly I'm in the car going to the barbershop, and I'm like, fuck, no.
That's how they trick you? They trick you by doing it. That's brutal.
Dude, I don't do stuff. Are you kidding me? I work.
Yeah.
Go to school, go to the gym, maybe go to Sonic. That's it.
If you want an insight, there we go, an insight on Finn's life. We talked about it during the first episode. He's a very busy guy, and I think during the second episode too, we talked about, because he's a kinesiology major and he talks about going to the gym. So he lives a really, really busy life, and if you really want some insight, go watch like maybe the middle section of episode 1 and another in the entirety of episode 2.
Man, you want to watch the whole episode of episode 1?
Okay, yeah, I'll admit episode 1 was actually really good. Episode 1 was really good, and I encourage everybody to watch that one too.
Easily our best episode.
Yep.
So Gabbage on Twitch asks, need Amazon affiliate links. I use tea tree something shampoo. Dude, anything with like tea tree oils is so good. Whether it be a shampoo, a conditioner, not a body wash. Those body washes are actually really bad and they smell like butt.
Not the Bath and Body Works ones. I can confirm that the Bath and Body Works like Ocean one. I don't use it. I don't use it because I use just regular Dove.
I used to use that back in high school. Best smelling body wash I have ever used. Holy cow.
Yep.
And like, I've used so many body washes. I've been using it's not my favorite. It's the best smelling, but my favorite was the Axe White Label Tropical.
Really? An Axe product?
Yes. Because Axe White Label also has spray-on antiperspirant. Which spray-on antiperspirant is a godsend. I shave my pits because it helps so much with sweat. And I tell dudes that, and they're like, "Oh, you shave your pits, you girl." I'm like, "Hey, man, I sweat less than you." But I'm like, it's a godsend, and they have a tropical scent. So good. Hey, XC Girl 13, how you doing, man?
That's thank you, XC Girl, for dropping in. But Sans Dressing also brings up a question here: body wash versus bar soap. I think it's just a matter of perspective and personal preference.
So body wash covers more with less, but a bar of soap, like Gabbage Jeep said, is a lot better to produce for a lot of companies. With body wash, you can do a lot more. Like right now, I use Old Spice because they have this line of body washes where they have like this one that's supposed to relax you. That's lilac scented. They have one that's the one that I use the most is supposed to be exfoliating. I don't know if it does it because I've never used one before, and I don't have the perspective of using it and then not using it. And it smells like charcoal, and I love it because it makes me smell like not like a grill, like a volcano.
So that's an interesting. I don't know if you want to call it simile or more comparison there. That's an interesting one.
But Sans Dress, and I agree with you on that. The body wash doesn't dry your skin as much because bar of soap, they don't put as much in it when it comes to, like body wash is liquid, right? Whereas a bar of soap is just as solid. So it's going to be drier naturally. And there's stuff in body wash that keeps it as a liquid. Otherwise, it would solidify and almost become like a gelatin, like feeling type thing.
I gotta ask you though, because what bar soaps have you used prior?
I've used Dial.
Oh, Dial's terrible.
Is the biggest one. It's obviously the biggest one.
Dial's terrible.
It's not great. It's cheap though, so it works. Dial is very cheap. I've also used Dove, the women's one, because the men's one, I don't think exists. I've never found it.
Bar soap or body wash? Bar soap or
bar soap?
I didn't know there's a difference because I whenever I buy, because I use bar soaps to wash my body, and I've found, because if I see Dial, just a bar soap, and like it does make me just want to be like, I need to carry around some lotion on me just because I know how much it dries out your skin. I have never used something that dries out your skin so badly and so quickly that as you are washing yourself in the shower, you are basically taking sandpaper to your skin. It is terrible. It's not painful. It's just, that it's just like, my skin is just getting dry already. It's amplified. Like I don't know if you know about this, like if you were in the shower for a long time and you're like, your fingers start to like, your skin starts to like kind of like dry out. That's basically what Dial soap does. Dial bar soap just does it instantaneously. It is terrible. So I use
your shoulder, except
oh
it's
God,
like 70 times rougher.
It's making me cringe just thinking about it. Like it is hurting me. It is hurting me to just think about that. But
do you have sensitive skin?
Yes, I do. I do have sensitive skin.
I don't have nearly as sensitive skin as it sounds like you have. So Dial, like, it dries out my skin once I'm done, like, drying off and a couple of hours have passed, just because it takes off so much of the oil. For those of you that have never used Dial, it takes off so much of the oil. It's a very harsh, very, very harsh soap, especially the bar soap.
It doesn't even smell good either. It doesn't.
It smells all right. It doesn't, the bar itself doesn't smell great, but when you're done, in my opinion, it just smells like clean. It's like describing the smell of like new rain or like fresh cut grass. You're all like, oh man, it just smells like it.
So it's a man smell then. It's a man smell.
Rain smells like sitting water, and grass smells like a chemical reaction to ward off predators. Like,
grass smells like victory and like, man, I just did that.
Manly smells. Yeah,
manly
it's a manly
smell.
smell. I genuinely think that Dial doesn't try to put a real scent in there because they kind of want your natural musk to come out. And like, I've used unscented antiperspirant before.
I'm actually.
Don't worry, XC girl. I'm drunk too. It's all good.
I'm actually gonna bring up a bar soap because I actually have one in my room. I wanna bring out the one that I used, the Dove bar soap.
Why is it in your room?
I have a travel bag just in case I go to, if I ever fly. So it's just I have my travel bag in my room.
Yo, man, stressing. I'll show you what I'm drinking.
I'm gonna grab that bar soap real quickly. That way, then you go see me.
I feel like y'all are gonna laugh when I show you what I'm drinking. This is what I got going on. I'm really in it tonight.
So, I can already smell it. It smells so good.
What is it? Is it Irish Spring?
No, it is Dove. It's Dove. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be mirrored on your guys' stream, but Finn will be able to see it properly. It's Dove Cool Moisture Beauty Bar with moisturizing cream, and it is cucumber scented. It is very good. Okay, maybe I'm girly as sometimes, but I try to take.
Dude, cucumber scented's like
yeah,
super like subtle.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting college flashbacks from that. Hell yeah, Everclear is how you go about it. You want to just forget it. You just want to like feel nothing, no pain. You're just like chilling. You go with Everclear, apple pies, mix some jungle juice, some sauce. Hell yeah.
What do Sans Dressing ask? What do cucumbers smell like? I honestly can't describe the smell. I don't like. I'm not a fan of cucumbers that actual smell, but this bar soap doesn't smell like cucumbers. I don't know how to describe it. It smells like. Let me.
Oh, cherry soaked in Everclear. Oh, those. Oh.
It smells like creamy, like sweet cream with like mint in it. I don't know. That doesn't sound.
No, that sounds like how they would make fake.
Yeah.
It like if you've ever had a cucumber water, it tastes very subtly like something. I keep going back to the cherry soaked in Everclear. I have a story about that. Man, I remember being at, I think it was a teak party. I think it was a party at teak, and they had cherry soaked in Everclear that was mixed with grenadine, and I was all like, yo, are we like, can we eat the cherries? They were like, oh, nobody ever does, but like,
oh no,
sure.
Oh
just
no,
popping cherries all night. That sounds really bad. I'm just eating cherries all night. Holy cow. It was one of the weirdest nights. I think that like a group of us ended up on the roof at some point, just chilling. We kept yelling at thumpers for whatever reason. Like, I don't know why. And then a group of guys walked past, and all the T guys are like, yo, those are pikes, dude, those are pikes. Let's fuck with them. And so one of them sprinted down, got eggs, sprinted back up, and we got up by a ladder, mind you. And they started just throwing eggs at these guys. They were like, they're from Pike, fuck them, fuck Pike, man. And I'm like, huh? What the hell is going on? And like, I just couldn't understand that entire night. Cherries soaked in Everclear is where it's at. Anything soaked in Everclear. But apples soaked in Everclear too.
Ooh,
those are good.
Everclear apple pie. That's a great drink. Great drink to have.
No, dude, back to soap and being a man.
Being a man.
Dude, being a man like sucks because there's so few options for you in like everything, right?
And the way they try to market it too is bad, because if you look at men's product compared to women's products, like women's products, they talk about like their emphasis is on care, beauty, attractiveness, whatever, soft. Whereas like men's products, they advertise them as, yeah, your masculinity will stay intact, so manly, rugged, all this sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, we're men, we like doing rugged things and stuff like that, but we don't like our bodies to feel rugged. And I don't think women like rugged things spooning them either. It's just...
What does rugged mean?
Yeah, that is another thing. Like, am I supposed to feel like the dried up mud tracks from a Jeep Grand Cherokee or something like that? Like, or sorry, not a Grand Cherokee, a Wrangler Rubicon. My bad.
Oh, Rubicon.
Yeah, so we don't really understand, like, we just buy it because it's like, oh, we won't get judged by anybody else, because it's obviously it says man, for men or whatever like that. It's always the...
Y'all remember the Old Spice commercials with Terry Crews? Old Spice Bear Claw was the specific scent that Terry Crews advertised. He didn't advertise a different scent. Swagger was the like classy dude.
Yeah, the guy who's on a horse.
Yeah, the one on the horse. Yeah. No, Terry Crews was Bear Claw, the manly scent. He goes, "Buy Bear Claw!" No, dude, and like, men find that funny. Comedy sells products, and that's part of the problem, because part of the comedy of men is that we're supposed to be rugged. We're supposed to be manly man. What makes a man a man? Is it being able to chop wood? I can chop wood. Hell yeah, I love chopping wood. You should see the retaining wall I built. I had to chop through a total of close to a mile of tree roots with an axe. Y'all know how thick tree roots can get? You guys see Json? Thicker than that. He's not thick for a person. He's thick for a tree root.
Do I dare show my ass? Not actually bare, but like...
Hit it.
No, I can't do that, because my butt's not as toned as it was a year ago. There's actually a photo. Yeah. There's a photo of me.
I'd show mine, but it's too muscly to be called thick.
There's a photo of me grilling.
Yeah, Sans dressing gets it. We want to see it.
There's a photo of me grilling. I don't have the photo, but there's a photo of me grilling outside, and there was my roommate at the time was taking a picture of her dog. But in the background, you just see me grilling, and
you see 42 pounds of pure beef.
It's out there. It is. I don't know. I don't have anything here that can really compare. But it's. I was like, I'm not too proud about that, and it was to the point where I don't know if I've said this on stream before or if I told you, but I dated somebody who went to Maine, and they bought me some boxers that has a lobster, or I think it's a lobster and a crab on the front, and it's just Maine, Or no, it's on the back. It's on the back. On the back.
Yo, Jason Sanchez wants to know, you got them apples?
I got them apples.
Apple cheeks?
I got the apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Please, Twitch, don't DMCA us for that. Don't DMCA us for me just mentioning that.
Apple bottom jeans.
Oh no,
with the jeans.
Our stream is done. We are taken down. There goes our copyright strike. But yeah, so it's we are raised, historically raised, and I still think we are. Still think, even I'm not a parent. I know other parents like around my age, but I haven't really spoken to them about how they raise their children, and it's not my job to tell them how to raise their children. But I'm genuinely interested as to how it's changed. Like, how are we raising men or children that identify as male? Are we still enforcing and ingraining into their brains that, oh yeah, you are the protector of the family, you are tough, you are not supposed to show, you can't show weakness, what else can I think of, you are the provider, make a lot of money, basically be the stone cold man that really has no feelings, you are just there for money. You are there for money and to be a role model to other men. And how are you being a role model? Character and strength.
We are. Yeah. That's how we're still raising men, and it's very unfortunate. So for those of you that don't know, I work in education full time. If you go to my Twitter account @skidap, you can see my latest school picture, which was taken 4 years after I graduated from high school. Compliment my sweater, please. I'm very insecure about wearing sweaters.
I'm going to bring this up on stream right now.
Please, I need the engagement. I need the likes.
You need to follow. Go follow him on Twitch. But let me add this in here. So there it is. There it is. I think you can see it on screen. Look at this dude.
Oh, look at that. I look like a BD kid whose mom just made them shower and then dressed them up all nice.
Look at it. Look at
my traps. Look at those. Ooh.
Then again, there it is. You can see his Twitter handle on the upper right hand side. It's @skidap, and you see somebody replied. That's
my biggest cheerleader.
That's how I felt when I actually saw that photo. I'm like, damn, son, where'd you find this?
Greg is my biggest cheerleader. Dude's always there for me. I appreciate all of the Around the Corn guys. Those guys are some of just the absolute most supportive people that you could ever meet on Twitter. If you're part of them, they're in it with you. Love them.
Remind me again, it's Ryan Stivers.
Oh man, I don't have the group chat anymore.
There's too many, but
I don't have the group chat anymore. Ryan Stivers, Justin Talski, Greg Mackey, Matt Daring.
Was
Jared
Larson on there too?
I was about to say Danny Lindahl, but he's a disc golf pro.
There's a bunch of people there.
One of them. Austin J. Roberts. Go follow Austin J. Roberts. Hop into his DMs. Doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, non-binary. If you identify as a frog, he doesn't give a shit. He's into it. Hop into the DMs.
At Austin J. Roberts on Twitter.
All right.
There was a tweet. There was a Twitter thread that I remember seeing this morning, basically highlighting a lot of the things that men.
Do you know why?
Because it was International Men's Day yesterday. That's what.
No, take a guess. Take a guess why. It has to do with Twitter's algorithm.
It pushes things that are relevant.
I liked it.
You did?
Yeah, I liked it. Because holy shit, that thread so stupidly. And that's entirely where I got the idea. Woo. Ethan's watching. Yo, Ethan, the fuck is up, dude?
This is Ethan. This is the Ethan that I'm thinking about from 6'4" Buchanan.
Is it 604? It was 614. No.
6th floor, was it? Is that same?
604.
Is that
I thought
same?
you said 604.
No, is that same?
Yeah. That's Ethan. Yeah, that's Ethan. The room that I fell asleep in, that was his.
Yeah. Everybody congratulate Ethan right now in chat if you're still here. Ethan just got engaged recently, so congratulations to him.
No fucking
He got
way.
engaged. He did get engaged.
Ethan got engaged.
Ethan got engaged. Congratulations.
Ethan, if I'm not at the wedding, if I'm not invited to the wedding with a card in the mail, I'm going to actually find you and I'm going to shoot you.
Okay. I'm gonna carry off of there. I had to beat you because I'm like, man, I can't have that on stream. I can't have too much on here. Remember what happened to Cyclone Larry?
No, you're right. So Cyclone Larry is a account that's supposed to be like, he has a picture of a former Iowa State University president as his profile picture.
Stephen Leith.
And is it Stephen Lee?
Yeah, it's Stephen Leith.
Oh shit. He was trying to defund so much of the athletic program.
No.
And all he does is just post the craziest stuff. He'll post like #1 Baylor versus unranked Iowa State. He's all like posting all these like stats that prove that Iowa State's better than Baylor.
It's the greatest troll
Clones
account
by a million, baby.
The greatest Iowa State troll account that I've ever seen.
And you know what he did? He threatened at Beer, an account that legitimately cannot exist because Twitter does not allow tags with under 5 letters. And he got suspended. He's still suspended.
Yes.
The only people that he's in contact with are Ryan Stivers and all of Wide Right Now Light through email. Oh my word.
It's so unfortunate what happened there.
I gotta pee. So this is a first for the live show. I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'm gonna find the tweet talking about what sucks about being a dude.
You better take that manly piss. You better take that manly piss. You gotta remember that.
I'm gonna leave the mic on. I'm not gonna leave the mic. I'm gonna straight shoot it. I'm an alpha male. Ain't no porcelain pissing.
No beta cuck here, right?
Ain't no silencer on this pistol. Pistol. Make sure to leave the seat up.
That's a man
take
thing
the
to do.
Seat off.
Dude, I almost fell out of my fucking chair.
I'm gonna take the seat off. I'm gonna remove the toilet.
He's gonna take it with him.
Just for you.
He's going to take it to his local Home Depot and just do it there. That's how man he is.
This is where Json would normally do the ad read, but he wants to sponsor us because we got 2 views on YouTube total.
I do want to bring in our typical sponsors that you'd find everywhere. We aren't actually legitimately sponsored by them, but I want to bring it back. Our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends, as you've heard and have been annoyed by all of them. I don't actually play Raid Shadow Legends, but this is obviously satire and just a joke ad. I don't know what it's about, but I'm here to annoy you about it because you're going to hear it all the time, and I'm sure Raid Shadow Legends would like the advertisement for it, the free minus advertisement. And you know what I also use to play Raid Shadow Legends? I use Raycons. Raycon earbuds, wireless earbuds fit most comfortable fit. I really don't know. I've heard they're actually ass and they're not durable. But Raycon, they're developed by Ray J and they're worn by Mike Tyson. Do I use it to work out? Absolutely not. I use Bose SoundSport headphones. They are so much better, supposedly. I don't know. I've never used Raycons, probably never will. But Bose SoundSports, they get the job done for whatever I'm listening at the gym. So Raid Shadow Legends and I already forgot what they got. Raycon earbuds, wireless earbuds. Those typical sponsors that you find on every single YouTube channel. So go check them out. You can Google just Raid Shadow Legends.
Sorry that took so long. I had to call the plumber.
Oh my God.
because there's currently water flooding from my floor. Apparently, the pipe's connected to the toilet. Didn't know that.
Wait, are you actually serious or not?
No, I'm kidding. I was like a minute and a half.
Did you wash your hands? Make sure you wash your hands. We're in a pandemic.
Did not wash my hands. Why? Because I'm the only one awake right now. I'm not touching anything that anybody else ever touched.
I'm disappointed.
It's a familial thing. I wash my hands in public. I don't wash my hands at home.
I'm slightly disappointed in you.
Dude, oh man, I will show you a picture sometime of that bathroom sink. You'll understand. That's my dad's bathroom. That's where he keeps all of his. That's where he keeps his uniform and whatnot for his job of being a police officer. So I mean, yeah, it's not great. Anyway, I found the thread. Yesterday was International Men's Day. For those of you that are just tuning in or decided, you know what, man, fuck it, I'm going to skip 42 minutes into the video. Because that's a very reasonable place to skip to.
42.
Especially since this episode might be a bit long. I don't know. We'll see. So, the struggles that men go through uniquely. So this isn't talking about people that, were born male but then identify as transgender or are women or anything. Just dudes. Doesn't matter if you're gay. Doesn't matter if you're straight. Doesn't matter if you want to be called Becky. You're a dude. These are things that you struggle with when society perceives you as a guy. Okay?
I believe the proper term is cisgender, I think. If you're a cisgender male.
Cisgender, presumably straight male.
They do mention heterosexual.
Society perceives you as a guy. These are struggles that you will very likely. Just genuinely. Doesn't matter if you're cisgender, if you're transgender, whatever. Society perceives you as a male. You will very likely go through these struggles because these are all struggles that are brought to you by society. This is a society that men have created. Except that these are the men that are the problem for all other men, including themselves. Think about... I'm really into gangsters, right? Love mobsters. Al Capone, all that stuff. In the mid-1940s, just before Al Capone died, his second in command killed himself because he didn't want to go to jail. Here's partially why. Men are 4 times more likely to carry through with suicide, which has to do with being seen as weak, being put into unfortunate circumstances, and typically being more willing to carry through with violent forms of suicide, which include gunshots.
And I believe there's actually research on this too. The preferred method for men is not just a gunshot wound to the head, but a shotgun blast to the head. And
very recently, yeah.
And
recently.
I've actually witnessed. I've witnessed somebody actually legitimately blow their brains out with a shotgun. It is. I don't even want to describe it here, just because I don't want to get that explicit. But it is not a pretty sight.
I graduated with a guy. I've never witnessed suicide myself. Very lucky in that regard. With the incredibly high rate that it happens these days, especially in our demographic, I'm very lucky. But I graduated with a guy who joined the military. Military has an incredibly high rate of suicide. Why? You're going to kill people, including in training, has an incredibly high rate of suicide. You're being trained to kill people. Yeah, they're trying to get you fit. Why? So you can outrun bullets. He said that during an obstacle course, kid turned his rifle onto himself, shot himself. straight through the jaw.
Jesus Christ.
That's how Capone's second in command killed himself too. Those are deemed very manly. If you're in the military, you're a manly man, yeah. If you're an old-timey gangster, you're a man. If you're so manly, why couldn't you tough through it all? If you're so tough, the hell happened? Men are much, much less likely to actually seek help, therapy, or have a decent support system, which would include their significant other, their paternal, their father figure, paternal guardian, whatever. They're very unlikely to be able to express emotion, opinion, and the fact that they need help.
And that hits close to, I've mentioned this privately, but we are 11 months in and 20 days into 2020. I have not cried at all this year. And you know how shitty this year's been. Like, I have not cried. But stuff like this, men's issues really hits home to me. And when you talk about how men are less likely to express emotions and communicate, I'm going to give a personal story here, or just a personal example, not really so much a story, but I've actually ruined relationships by lack of communication, not expressing what's going wrong or anything like that, because we are raised and taught to just suck it up, just take it, and I'm not going to go into details of things, but there really has been so many times you struggle with, man, like you look back and you see those things like, if only I had done this differently, and sometimes it comes down to that very one thing. Maybe you just didn't communicate well enough. So I understand that, and it's rough. It is very, very rough.
So for those of you that don't know, none of you know because I've never talked about this public. About a year and a half ago, I was in rehab. No, 2 years. 2 years-ish, okay? Jason and I were still chilling with each other about 2 years, so it's not exact, right? But about 2 years-ish ago, I was in rehab for a gambling addiction. My family didn't know about this until maybe 3-4 months ago. And I remember telling my dad about it. I was like, well, why'd you have to go to rehab for? Just stop. I go, oh, that's not how it works. So what do you mean? I'm like, my dad does snuff. My dad does my dad's shoes. He does Copenhagen snuff.
Yeah.
Packs that fat dip in his lip. And I was like, well, mom wants you to stop doing Copenhagen. He was like, yeah. So just stop. Well, that's not how it works. I have, you that you do body stuff. You know that I have a physical dependency on it. I was like, yeah, and I had a physical dependency on gambling at one point. If I didn't gamble every night, I couldn't sleep. Hell, I couldn't sleep anyway. So it was totally not the same. I'm like, no, it is the same. Or we'll talk about politics. I'm very middle of the road. I'm conservative. I'm a Republican for the sole reason of I enjoy their economical stances on a lot of things. I'm somebody who very much wants our government to be saving as much money as possible. But I'm very middle of the road. I believe that net neutrality is an incredible thing. I believe that who you marry is none of my fucking business. I don't give a shit who you marry. Marry your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your binary significant other, your non-binary significant other. Marry your fish. I don't care. It's none of my business. What you do doesn't affect me. you know. But then, and my dad's a cop. I think that we need police, but I also think that defunding the police to the point where they can operate with a little bit of wiggle room, too much, is fine. That's potentially good. I don't have the economic research to back it up, but like it's not a terrible thing. Look at South America. They have almost no police force. Gangs run that place. I don't want to be like that. But I don't want to be like America where it currently feels like a police state because we have so many cities that have such corrupt departments. I feel like I'm very middle of, for the most part. But like, I'll tell my dad, like, my social stance. And I'll be like, well, you've just been brainwashed by the liberal college system. I would say it's not a fucking liberal college system. What the hell do you mean? It's an agricultural college for the most part. Agriculture and engineering. So, like, it gets a lot of its funding from very conservative sources. The most liberal part of Iowa State would probably be the fact that it has black athletes. And you know what black athletes want? Civil rights. And you know who I'm friends with? A lot of black athletes. And I'll tell him all the time. I'll tell him. I'm like, yo, this athlete that I'm friends with has been saying this. He's like, well, that's just because they're a minority. Dad, this is my friend that you've met in person. You've told me that you like. I need you to not say that, right? And I need you to tell me that what they're saying isn't invalid. But no, he's not saying what they're saying is invalid. He's not saying that it's valid. What he's saying is he doesn't agree with it because of his upbringing. And that I'm wrong believing in it. Not that they're wrong. Not that the idea is wrong, that I'm wrong. I've never had a very close relationship with my dad. I've never had a very good support system when it comes to dude things. You know what my support system was in high school? I didn't talk about it. No, actually, that's a lie. I talked about it with my youth group leader at church. And then she left my senior year. I don't even know what happened. I don't want to know what happened. She left to go work for the high school. And so it's like, why do I talk about these things? Why would I? Why? I'm a guy. Does how I feel does not matter? Why would I talk about these things? Apparently nobody gives a shit. I can talk to Jason. I can talk to you all I want about these things. I keep talking to the audience. Sorry, I should really be talking to you because that's how this is supposed to work.
Hey, it doesn't matter to me. Like, you want to talk to me, you want to talk to the audience. It doesn't matter. It does not absolutely matter to me because the only thing that matters to me, Finn, is that you are actually communicating. You are just actually communicating. It doesn't matter if it's going to be to an audience. It doesn't matter if it's to me. Yeah, I'm here, but I'm going to take a step back here and actually join the audience. So I am the audience in this scenario. Because it's important to communicate with these things, and it's important for people to listen to men, and that's something we have lost.
I could talk to so many people that I know about these things. All the people that I'm closest with are my age. Do you think that cops should just have free reign to shoot whoever?
No.
Cool. Glad we're on the same page. My dad doesn't necessarily think that. But he thinks that Jacob Blake was going for the knife. Because we don't see the whole video. Dad? No. He was resisting arrest. He was fighting the cops off to get to his car. Chill. Context matters. I could talk to you about how net neutrality was a good thing. Well, President Trump got rid of it for a reason. President Trump didn't get rid of shit. It was Congress. And Congress is a bunch of idiots that you call idiots all the time. Well, they did one thing right. No, they did not. not.
Most of them don't even understand how the internet works these days. Majority of
Seems fair to me.
a
Ted
majority
Cruz is a Texas Tech fan. You think that he understands how the internet works? He didn't even have a belt buckle big enough to call himself a Texas fan. I'll tweet that picture out later for those of you watching. I love that picture. Those of you watching, I'll tweet that out. There's just such a generational gap every single time between men that it doesn't matter. My dad's in his 50s. You know what he doesn't understand? Why I like to play games so much. Do you... I'm going to show this off for the first time live to the world. Do you see this action figure? This action figure is fucking sick, right? Sorry for the shitty pose. I've never owned an action figure. That action figure is the anti-mage from... Super fun character to play. Very high skill. Very high knowledge. I love playing that. Because I either get dumpstered or I dumpster the other team. That's fun to me. I love Counter-Strike. I've been trying to go pro in Counter-Strike for the past 3 years. Counter-Strike is a tactical shooter that's almost 20 fucking years old. Jason, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah, Counter-Strike's 2 years younger than you. Technically, 1 year.
It might be around the same age because I know the mod started around like the late 90s.
Technically, Counter-Strike itself was released 21 years ago. It wasn't released to the public, but 20 years ago. 20 years ago was when it was released, but it was released about 21 years ago. I think it was 98-ish. It was like late 98. Very, very late 98.
So it's coming up on 22 here soon.
So, it's, I've been trying to go pro in that for so long. Because I enjoy the thought behind it. Because I enjoy how technical or the mechanical. He doesn't get that. He just sees the video going, why are you playing? Those games make kids angry. No, those games don't make kids angry. Yeah, the game makes me mad a lot. All games make me mad. I'll be playing fucking Putt Saves the Zoo, and I'll get mad. And that's a Flash game.
Mm-hmm.
And I get mad, but I don't stay angry about it. If I cared enough about the game to be angry about it, either A, I'm trying to channel that anger into something productive with the game. B, I need to figure my life out. Because, hot damn, there's a big disconnect. But that's the thing. Men will always have a generational disconnect. Because my dad grew up in the era of, rub some dirt on it, walk it off.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Major League and Bad News Bears were the baseball. You know what the big baseball movie of my time is?
The Benchwarmers.
Last season. A story about Norfolk, Iowa. No, Norway. Sorry, Norfolk's in Nebraska. Norway, Iowa, being combined with Madison. Currently in the Cedar Rapids area. By the way, Jay, if you're watching this, you still need to take me to Norway to see their field. Because goddamn, I need to see the Field of Dreams. But there's just such a generation. Connecting emotionally? Nah, why would I do that? Why? Who cares? Brush it off. Walk it off. You're not hurt. Doesn't matter. What I said didn't hurt you.
If I could go back, I want to go back to where you were talking about how, there's this perception of video games that make people angry. I want to go back to, I think it was either 96, 97, or 98. Maybe it was 99, sometime in the late 90s. You ever heard of Columbine? Columbine. While Finn is away, thinking about that day, and I think about it too, and stuff, school shootings still happen. They don't happen now because we're under a pandemic and a lot of schools are not in actual person. So here comes Finn back. Yeah. I bring up Columbine because the thing that got blamed for
fucking
this
Doom.
These
The game where you're running around as a Marine on Mars, blowing up aliens, got blamed because the kids from Columbine liked to design Doom custom levels.
It was video games and the arts that got attacked. They corrupted these children. I remember Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails kind of took the blame because there were some lyrics from some of their songs in their journals, or one of their journals. But there's a really good interview from Marilyn Manson, and Marilyn Manson, his art is really aggressive and stuff like that. But if you've ever heard him in an interview,
it's purposely aggressive.
Yeah. If you've ever heard him in an interview, he is probably the most insightful and intelligent musician that I've ever heard speak. And there was this documentary called Bowling for Columbine made by Michael Moore. Yeah, it's a biased documentary, but I still want to bring up this interview from Manson.
Vice has some incredible documentaries, by the way. They do not hold back.
This clip of Manson in this interview, Michael Moore asked Manson, if you were the people of Columbine, if you were the citizens of Columbine, what would you say to these kids? And then he says, I wouldn't say anything. I would just listen, because that's what nobody did. It's not video games that kill people. It's not art that kills people. It's a lack of support. It's the total lack of support, and from growing up, and especially when you're that age, when you're those mid-teens to late teens, and even in college age now, there's finding the support system is harder than ever, because we aren't like generations before us where we were going into the military right out of high school or during high school. We weren't battle hardened or anything. We were.
Even then, rates of PTSD are so much higher in men than anywhere else. Doesn't matter who you are. You will very likely not have PTSD as much as men statistically do. Why? Who fought in World War II?
It's entirely men.
Who fought in Vietnam?
Entirely men.
Who fought in Korea?
Entirely men.
Yeah, there were some women around. Yeah. And yeah, they can have PTSD too. That's fine. I'm not saying it's entirely a men's.
No, we're not saying these issues are just solely to men.
Who took Berlin? Who fought for Leningrad? Who took Paris the first time, and who took it back? Who stormed Omaha? Who fought for Alaska when Japan invaded? Fun fact, most of you probably didn't know that we fought World War II on American soil. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Who fought at Iwo Jima and Okinawa? The statue at Arlington doesn't have anybody on it but men. How many of those men do you think chose to be drafted? To join the military? Sorry. I can almost guarantee you that less than a quarter of the men in the military when World War II was going on, when we entered World War II, chose to join. Yeah, some did. Look at Captain America. Steve Rogers didn't choose to join because he's a fictional character. He chose to join because he's one of those good old red, white, and true boys. That's fine. There's a ton of those. How many of those guys do you think came back and thought, man, I did a great thing, saw amazing stuff. I'm just going to live my life normally? How many of those guys do you think thought about taking their own life every day because they saw their best friend get killed? Because they saw their brother in arms get shot? Because they had to carry men off of the battlefield? Because they shot a guy and they knew they shot a guy because that guy was going to shoot them otherwise. If I had to choose between my life and somebody else's, some random, I don't know, Russian or German or whatever that we were at war with, I would always choose mine. Is it an easy decision? No. No, it's not. But I want to make it home to see the people that I care about. I'm sure they do too. If I were them, I would choose my life over mine too. It's a decision that scars you, though. Every day.
Even
if Jason and I were in a fire, I had to choose between saving Jason and saving me, I would choose Jason any day of the week. Because he and I are friends. Is it a decision that would be tough for me? Yeah. It'd be a decision that would be tough for Jason too. And I'm sure he would make the exact same one if he were in my shoes.
I would try to save you and make sure I'm the last one out.
I can control what happens to me. I can't control what happens to you. I'd love for everybody everywhere to make it home to see their loved one. But if I can control one thing, only one thing, it's going to be me controlling what happens. And that is the burden that's placed on men every day in war. And that is part of the problem. Because if I were to save Jason and I were to make it out, I can almost guarantee you, anytime I saw a light at night, I would probably not be able to see. If I ever saw fire, freak the hell out and I'd run away. I already have PTSD from dogs. I was attacked by a large German Shepherd hunting dog when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And I legitimately cannot handle being around dogs ever since. I try. Oh boy, do I try. At the school that I work at, we have a therapy dog that comes in every once in a while. I can't manage that. They had to find me one time because I was asked to hold the dog and I got stuck holding it. And it was nervous because its owner was gone. She was at a meeting while I was holding her. And I just sat there for 45 minutes petting it with a look of just apparently pure fear on my face, staring at the door, hoping that somebody would walk through it and take the dog. I sat there the whole time thinking, stop, make it 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 stop. I knew at any moment that dog would come after me. And imagine being in war, seeing somebody die, your friend, your enemy, somebody. How would you feel when you got home? You'd go to bed and you'd hear bullets whizzing, gunfire. You'd go to bed and you'd feel the shrapnel of a grenade hitting you.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. I know, actually, my brother had told me about a story. He's I think it's part of a union that he's a part of. One of his union members has PTSD because he was in the military, and he has to be on. It's sad. It's sad that we do this to these people to the point where they actually have to survive on medication. This guy cannot live his life without pills, without having medication prescribed to him for PTSD. It is horribly unfortunate that we as a society do that to people, and we view it as acceptable. Like, so many people hide their feelings. So many men hide their feelings. I mean, people in general, but more so men. You know, this stuff weighs on them, and it weighs on them. I had to be on antidepressants for a significant period of time, because, you know, just things were just weighing on me, to the point where even like they needed to add in even sleeping aids into my own medications. That's a dangerous combo. That is a dangerous combo there. It sucks that we have to be this way. Sometimes the only things that are we're clinging on to life is a bottle of pills that, you know, are able to allow us to get to sleep at night or get up in the morning, focus on his exam or whatever. And going back to the military example of you know, what you experience in war, one thing that I remember sticking out is that, and I think The Hurt Locker captured this, even though The Hurt Locker was a fictional film, it, you know, captured the imagery from war. And I think there's a scene in there where there's a child with a gun firing at your squadron. How do you expect to come back to the United States and just see children again? To have that be on edge and that constant fear. I mean, I can't really say this like truthfully or with the most amount of experience, because I've never been in the military. Never have. My father was in the military, but he was in the Navy. I don't personally know anybody that, you know, that's in the Army or the Marines. How do you recover from that? And I know somebody personally that, you know, is 100% disabled. 100% disabled. He doesn't have any limbs off. He doesn't have arthritis or anything like that. He has severe PTSD and depression. He is considered a disabled veteran because of that. 100% disabled.
Considered disabled? I have arthritis in my knees. Sorry, that's a really bad time to throw out a joke.
It's unfortunate that we do this to these people. We're still expected to, you know, fight for our country, and
that guy is still expected to provide for his family, by the way. Guarantee it.
Oh yeah, and you know
because there's an incredible stigma around. I'm totally cutting you off here, but I have a very valid point to make that I stupidly hate. There is this stigma that being financially successful makes you more of a man. You know who's very financially successful? Tai Lopez. You know what Tai Lopez has done? Fucking nothing. He sold a course about how to be successful. That's how he's successful. He's as successful as my fucking left sock. My left sock isn't on right now. Tai Lopez literally went out and said, well, my real estate course is taught by a licensed real estate agent. You know who taught his real estate course? Himself. Because he's a goddamn liar. You're in my garage with my Lamborghini. But the most important thing that I have in here is my bookshelf. He rented that house. Because he made that YouTube video when he was broke. As a goddamn joke. He took out a loan to rent that house. And I'd be willing to put money on him renting that house with a loan. Because he had nothing before. He had several failed businesses and several hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I have less debt than he did. And I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt from going to a public university because the government hates me. There's a stigma. If you're a guy, you have to provide for your family. You have to provide. You have to be the bread, the money maker. You can't be making less than anybody. How many billionaires can you name right off the top of your head that are women?
I can't name any. I can't.
Exactly. How many billionaires can you name right off the top of your head that have founded their own companies and are men?
All of them. Or basically all
Bill
of them.
Gates, Jeff
Jeff
Bezos, Phil Knight, Steve Jobs. We're going to count Steve. We'll count
Steve Jobs.
That's 4 right off the top of my head in less than 10 seconds of thinking. You know what the key is there? They're all dudes. I guess we could. No, Tim Cook didn't found Apple.
He took over.
Fuck off.
He took over.
Good for diversity, but fuck off. The men run the world. Why? Because men created the world. But men created a shitty world where you have to constantly be improving everything. Why do you have to be constantly improving everything? Because whoever is better than you in anything is just better than you at everything. This guy makes more money than you, he's manlier than you. This guy runs a faster 40-yard dash than you, he's manlier. This man's never cried in his life, even when he's a baby, he's man.
You know what? The whole, if men, you know what men get asked whenever they fall short of their goals? The one question they get asked?
What's that?
Why didn't you work harder?
I get asked that a lot.
Why did you not work harder? So many people don't understand that. We're stressed to the max. We're doing the best we can. But for men, the best is not enough. For men, the best you can do, and if you still fall short, wasn't the best. So many people don't understand that.
So I'll give an example here. I'm drunk, so I'm very vulnerable right now, and I like being that way. Like it's nice to me to be able to be vulnerable, to have an excuse. Because if I don't have an excuse, then being vulnerable is wrong. So in May of 2019, when I came home, I weighed grand total of 135 pounds. Nearly homeless, couldn't eat for so long. I weighed 135 pounds. Jason, do you know how tall I am?
He is 6'4", I believe.
6'4". I'm as tall as Russell Westbrook is unlisted. Have y'all seen Russell Westbrook? Dude's fucking jacked.
He's a tank.
He's at least 200 pounds. Minimum. And he doesn't look big. That's the funniest part. He doesn't look big. He's not tiny, but he doesn't look big. I look tiny. Look at me. Look at me. Like, I look tiny.
We'll go back to that saying that's come across this podcast many times. If you just turn sideways.
Turn sideways, I disappear. You can't see me.
You could disappear.
If I stand straight behind a stop sign, I'm gone.
Finn, I've lost you. Lost audio from you. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Just, pardon this and stay. Please try to stay with us. I've lost you. All right, we figured that out. Those technical difficulties we were having.
So, I weighed stupid low. I still weigh stupid low. I'm 185 pounds consistently. And I hear all the time, man, why don't you weigh more? Why do you think I don't weigh more? Because I'm not eating enough to weigh more. You should eat more. Yeah, but then I wouldn't gain muscle. I'd be just gaining fat. Well, okay, yeah, but you need to weigh more. What? I'm putting as much work in as I possibly can. I work out for a total of 4.5 hours a day. Not because I want to, but because I know that I need to. I could work out for an hour and I'd be fine. That's what I want to do. But I work out for 4.5 hours a day because that's what I need to do in order to reach my goals as fast as possible. I'm burning a lot of calories in that time. So I eat a lot of food. I'm force feeding myself all day. Do you know what it's like, Jason, to eat 3,000 calories in a day?
I'm sure I have before, and I mean, obviously our bodies are different, but
I feel like I'm gonna puke all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You ever have those days?
Yeah, and there were those days.
You're like, I'm gonna throw up, but then you're like, but I'm gonna eat more.
There were those days where, and maybe you can identify with this too. There were those days where you don't even want to eat. You're just eating because you know you have to.
That's every day for me.
I remember my freshman year, just sitting in Conversations Dining Hall. I specifically remember this so well. I had my blue Powerade, right side of the table, right side of the plate. And on my plate was a brisket burger, barbecue brisket burger, with fries. You'd think, damn, that sounds so good. I remember taking one bite, and this was one day in October. I think it was October 5th, 2016. I remember looking down at this burger, taking a bite, and then realizing, I'm full. I am full. I can't eat. So I started drinking the Powerade. And that's all I could do. I was just basically on liquids. Could not eat. The only reason I was eating or going to the dining hall was to burn meal swipes. To burn meal swipes and hydrate. I would just take one bite out of whatever meal I was doing and I'd be done. And that happened for about a month. Maybe a month and a half.
That is every day for somebody who is trying to bulk. I feel you. Dude, those brisket burgers are so good.
They are so good.
I love Conversations. Best dining hall.
Conversations, at least when, I don't go to the dining halls anymore because, we both live off campus. Conversations Dining Hall from 2016, at least from my experience, because I came in 2016 to 2018. The greatest dining hall you will ever eat at. The greatest dining hall you ever eat at.
Oh, so good. They'd have brisket burgers. They had
quesadilla burgers.
There was this cucumber chicken burger. That was so good.
Breakfast burgers.
I'd get done with kinesiology class in Forker, and I'd walk over to Conversations twice a week, and I'd get this burger, once every 2-3 weeks. And I was like, why is this good? This shouldn't be good. But it is. Holy shit.
So good. so good. I miss that place. I hope it's still as good as I remember it.
But no, being a guy, being in shape isn't an option. You either are or you need to work harder. Doesn't matter. You either hit this goal that you tell people that you have or you need to work harder. Doesn't matter. That's frustrating. You know what else is frustrating? Cold weather. I wear a pea coat in the winter now. Do you know why I wear a pea coat? Pea coats are so goddamn warm. I didn't give you a chance to answer. Why do I wear a pea coat, Jason?
I wouldn't know. I actually don't. Hold on. I need to bring up this photo. Is this if the pea coat is actually what I think you're talking about? Actually, I might be able to display it on screen here because I think I have it on my computer. Let me see if I can find it. I also hope I won't get in trouble for showing this. Nothing bad. But it's that photo of us at the Baylor football game. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, no, that's Jay's coat. That's Jay's, I think, North Face coat. No. A pea coat is what the Navy used to wear. It's made of wool.
So I won't bring up this photo because it does not apply. It does not apply in this situation.
So it's made of wool. I'll take a picture here once winter actually hits and stays. I'll take a picture, but typically what I wear is will wear a hooded sweatshirt. Usually it's my Phase by Champion sweatshirt.
Yeah, I think you've worn it on an episode before, I believe.
Yeah, Phase by Champion? I don't think so.
Maybe not.
No, I've worn well, technically, yeah. So I have it back here. I've worn my Phase, official team.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen. So then I'm thinking of a different thing then. You're talking about it, or is it?
Which is Champion brand.
But it's not the one you're talking about.
No, Phase by Champion is a fashion brand. It's a limited brand that they do, and I have their they call it Ghost Hoodie. It's all white. You know what, if y'all are willing to wait for a minute and a half, I'll go grab it real quick.
We could have some room for our sponsors too, and our sponsors are absolutely nobody because we're still starting off for 4 weeks. If you're still watching, I'm not monitoring the viewers that we have currently at the time. I can only see the stream chat. But if you're still watching this live, and if you've it doesn't matter if you've been watching from the beginning, but if you're still here, I can guarantee and can thank you on behalf of both Finn and I. We started this podcast just for fun, and we didn't really expect anything to come out of this. We weren't expecting to get famous or actually profit off of this. We were just doing it for fun, and to have an actually audience come in and join us in this conversation is more than we ever really expected. It's more than what we ever really expected. The whole premise and the concept of this was to be just we are two guys just having a normal conversation, kind of like if you were a round table, if you were just sitting in on it. And when we have audience participation like we've had for tonight, and if you're still watching this tonight, honestly, it's a dream come true for us because we never really expect anybody to even believe that more and more people would want to watch this. If this grows more and more, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic, and we hope it does. We hope it does grow because we enjoy sharing our stories and we enjoy that interaction that we have with the audience. Think of it as if you were in the audience, you are joining us in this conversation. And we thank you if you were, and I said it at the earlier, or at the beginning of this, statement, and this basically statement. I don't know how many viewers we have right now. I only see chat. But if you're still here, or if you tuned in late, no matter what, thank you. Both Finn and I thank you so much, and we can't really convey that through words. We will never be able to tell you how much we are thankful for the Twitch follows, the YouTube subscriptions, YouTube views, Twitch views. Honestly, it's more than what we ever imagined, and we hope that. I mean, we're not ending it yet, but we're not ending this yet. But we want to just share with you and tell you that we hope that you continue to follow along on our journey and be part of this journey, this potential journey that we have going on. Finn is back with his hoodie, sweatshirt thingy.
So I grabbed 2 sweatshirts. My 2 most worn sweatshirts during the winter, because they're my 2 probably thickest sweatshirts. They're very incredibly warm. So my 100 Thieves cream hoodie, all it is just this simple 100 Thieves logo right there. That's it. That's all that's special about it. Gets you a lot of clout. It gained me 40 Twitter followers in one picture. It's a lie, but we're going to pretend it's true because it's 100 Thieves. If you ever see a logo like this on a sweatshirt, that is FaZe by Champion.
That's a cool logo. I didn't realize they actually made a logo.
I used to have, and the picture is on my Twitter somewhere. Oh, so a FaZe by Champion sweatshirt will very likely have FaZe Clan. God, how can I get this to show? FaZe Clan written on the hood. They will always have Champion written on the sleeve.
On sleeves. That's their signature.
Just on one sleeve, just on the right sleeve. The left sleeve is where the itty bitty Champion logo is. But I used to have a sweatshirt. For those of you that have ever heard of FaZe Ewok, first female member of FaZe Clan, completely deaf Fortnite pro. Super sick. She was an inspiration. She made a sweatshirt. It was purple and pink. And I bought one. And I was fucking stoked. I loved that sweatshirt. Yo, Gabbage, we appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you, man. FaZe Ewok was a big inspiration of mine, though. She'd overcome so much to become one of the biggest names. She signed a multi-$100,000 to potentially $1 million deal with Mixer. Hell yeah, dude. Get that fucking bag, dude. Ewok is currently the first transgender member of a tier 1 esports org. That's, again, enormous. Ewok went from being, she, to now being he, him, his. And I'm fine with that. I really don't give a shit what you identify as, because it doesn't affect me. Jason can be like, yeah, I identify as pigs, pigum. I'd be like, you know what, man? Whatever.
I identify as my roommate's coaster. I mean, it could be...
You know what, dude? You do you. But like, dude, we lost two viewers with that. Damn. Everybody political these days. But it's, my Ewok sweatshirt I gave away to a kid at the school that I've been working at. if you reached a specific amount of points through behavior. Yo, Json, appreciate you, dog. Really appreciate you, man. I'm not gonna stop smiling for like 5 minutes because of that. You two, Gabba Cheap and Json, really appreciate you guys. But Ewok sweatshirt was my favorite. And I took so many pictures wearing that sweatshirt because I would just wear it constantly. It was my favorite. I loved it. Gave it away. $90 sweatshirt. Just gave it away like it was nothing. I really want another one of those, man. That was by far my favorite sweatshirt that I've ever owned. I was just so ready to just go out in it and be comfortable. Yeah, I usually wear my Face Clan sweatshirt and a pea coat during the winter. Why? Because pea coats are so stinking warm. They are. But I wear the pea coat, that way I have a hood. And I have something, that way No. What did I just say? Did I say I wear the pea coat so that I have a hood or a sweatshirt?
You said you wear a pea coat, so you have the hood. I think you meant hoodie.
Yeah, I wear the hoodie so that way I have a hood. And I wear
the pea coat over the hoodie.
With the hoodie. That way, if I have the pea coat unbuttoned, it's like fashionable. That's the thing. I think it looks good, the combo. I'm a fan. But it's like, if you're a man, you can't be cold. Why are you cold? Why are you cold, dude? Don't be cold. Cold doesn't affect men. Dude, I'm out of high school. Fuck cold. I don't have to be tough anymore. I can be a bitch all I want about cold. I have fucking gloves that are certified to keep my hands warm down to minus 40 degrees when I landscape. Solely because I don't want to be cold.
I gotta ask you this. Is it harder for you being from rural Nebraska? Are the expectations for tough and manliness amplified in rural areas?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. You ever see those guys walking around with Carhartt jackets on?
Oh, yeah.
You know how warm those are?
I imagine they're warm, aren't they? They look warm.
Stupidly warm.
And they're expensive, too.
Yeah. $110.
Mm-hmm.
Minimum. Know how many Carhartt jackets I own?
0.
Big fat 0.
They're expensive.
You know how much they care?
Really?
They don't care. They have the edge over me, but you know what? I'm expected to be right there with them. How much that sucks. I get made fun of for wearing my U-line frostbreaker gloves in 20-degree weather.
You know what? Now I think I have to bring up this photo. I have to, because I think it would apply in this scenario. Let me see if I can find it.
Photo?
Not a favorite photo, just a photo that I can think of.
No, the Baylor photo.
Oh, the Baylor photo. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood you. So you can find it.
Dude, in this photo, I'm wearing my girlfriend's coat when it's literally 10 degrees outside. It was literally 10 degrees outside. I own one total winter coat, period. And that's a pea coat that my girlfriend's parents bought me. December of 2019. An entire year, over a year, after this photo that Jason's bringing up was taken.
I gotta adjust it here on stream. Whoops, that's the wrong thing of moving.
Yeah.
I swear I'm sober, guys. All right, so if I can scale it down. So this is Finn here, and
Wearing a women's
yeah,
winter
you can
coat.
see, and just we're gonna compare it to this woman over here. She's wearing a woman's coat too. So basically, what you're saying is that, you know, I don't know. Actually, you probably can't see my mouse. What you're saying is actually okay. Can you see my mouse now?
No.
Oh, damn. All right. So there's basically I'm highlighting Finn on the right hand side. What you're saying is that coat would basically be unacceptable in your area for a dude to wear.
For a dude, yes, because it accentuates my waist.
Yeah.
You can very clearly see that it accentuates my waist.
Yeah,
By the way, I have a 27-inch waist, and I'm goddamn
Holy
proud.
crap, you're thin.
It's a good waist.
So I'm gonna remove that photo because I think we've already seen what the point of it, and also I'm sure there might be people that don't want me to show that photo on stream.
But here's the thing. I'm still probably wearing the lightest coat out of anybody in that picture.
Yeah,
Anthony was wearing like 2 sweaters.
and a Columbia jacket. And a Columbia jacket.
And a Columbia.
Those are what actual meteorologists wear. Like the Weather Channel,
Yeah.
those are Columbia jackets.
Unless they're literally at the South Pole, that's what they're wearing.
And they're wearing Columbia coats.
You were wearing a very heavy coat. I think that's all. You were wearing, what, a sweatshirt and a very heavy coat?
Yeah, I was wearing a hoodie, an Iowa State hoodie underneath it. I think I had a long sleeve shirt, an Iowa State hoodie, and then the coat on.
And then your girlfriend at the time, sorry, no, she was just your friend at the time. That was Hannah, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what we were at the time, but we were something.
Hannah said that she wore like 3 sweaters, a sweatshirt, and that coat.
I actually don't even remember.
She said it at breakfast that day.
Okay.
That day, I was wearing my Beat Iowa t-shirt, the same one that I'm wearing right now. It's about as thick as a kiddie pool. And a Nike sideline sweatshirt. Water resistant, by the way. Pretty sick. And my girlfriend's coat. That's all I was wearing.
By the way, I want to thank ISU coach for taking that photo of us.
Dude, ISU coach. Go follow at ISU coach burner on Twitter. ISU coach is sick. Absolutely just one of the OGs. Tell you what.
And I've met him. You know, I've met him. Actually, we've met him a couple times in person. He's a genuine person. Really great guy.
We went to volleyball games. You know how many people went to volleyball games? None. Like 6.
Just us.
6.
Just us in
And
the
they were
side
free.
Us in the side
And
art
they
crew.
were
That's it.
free.
So
We kept talking at the same time. Jason, we need to coordinate that better.
I stay quiet a lot of the times. I let you. This is your show today, Finn. This is your show. You're taking it because it was your idea, and honestly, it's something that I feel like you could talk about more freely and really talk about. We are actually approaching. This is officially, and we're only 1 month into our. Congratulations, we haven't gotten shot yet. Nobody's been so offended by anything we've said that we've been murdered. But so we've made it a month. It's our 4th episode. This is by far our longest episode we've ever done. We don't normally go longer than an hour and 15. Typically our episodes are about an hour 15. Sometimes they're an hour. So we are running long. It is a Friday night, and I understand, it's Friday night, whatever, people are going to be up late. But we are running a bit long here. But it's deserved to run this long because of the important issues at hand. And with it coordinating being yesterday, International Men's Day, we ourselves are men. I identify as a male. I'm pretty sure Finn identifies as a male also. I think we both identify
as Finn.
He identifies as Finn. I identify as a heterosexual male. I don't really say my name that much. It's weird for me to say my name. But and he studies more of the physical health side of things. So he's more inclined to talk about men's physical health and everything. But we also talk about the men's mental health too, and that's what we highlighted today because of this tweet that went viral. There is a lot of things that there's more to this tweet that I wish we could go into. I wish we could, but we don't want to be here. We don't want to keep you here for 3 hours. We really don't. It's just so important, and I'm glad we actually did do this episode because hopefully it allows some insight to others that maybe don't understand the struggles that men go through, the battles that they hide, the scars that they have, the boxes that they haven't dared to open in years. All these other metaphors that I can think about. And it's important.
Man sucks because men have boxed themselves into this perfect idea. And that's about it. If you don't fit into this perfect ideal, then you're not a man. I'm sorry. Sucks to hear from me, one of the least manly of men. I plant flowers for a living. Y'all know how much time I spend talking about how much I love flowers? Tell you what, my favorite flower right now is Veronica. Why? Because it's an incredible ground cover. I put it over walls and it just flutters down and it looks beautiful. I also love Asiatic lilies. I love mums. I found this incredible copper colored mum that just blooms like crazy. How manly is that, Jason?
Flowers are not manly. That's why we give them to women. That is
Exactly.
why we give them to women. And I want to add on to how you're self-proclaimed least manly man. Also, you got to think about, we've talked about it in previous episodes, and he mentioned it today. He works in a school as, I don't want to say
behavioral interventionist.
Yeah. I don't want to say caretaker of children, but like
a level 3 behavioral interventionist. My official title.
That's not, when you just see, historically speaking, when you just look at it on the surface, that's not a man's job. That is a woman's job. So, me, I can look past, whatever the feminist side or the not feminist, feminine side of life. If you're a dude and you're doing feminine things, awesome, like really awesome. You're still cool. You're still cool if your personality is also cool. If you're a shit human being, then no, you're not cool. But really, like, I can get past that. And I understand, I can get past that because I understand the importance of it. I understand the importance that he is, without him, who knows where these kids will be going? Who knows what paths they will take if they don't have that support system, if they don't have somebody to motivate them to be on the right track. Finn is there for these kids. He is 100% there for these kids. You know how much shit he takes? He doesn't even describe the full extent, the amount of crap he takes from these kids.
Yesterday I got called a dipshit, simply because I told a kid that if they didn't go to the seclusion room to take a break, it was wasted time. Well, I don't care what you say because you're a fucking dipshit. Okay, I gave you the expectation. That's very mild.
He deals with stuff on a daily basis.
I told you about the shit story, right, Jason?
Yep. I don't know if that made it live, but I remember. I know that.
Nope, that's not going live.
Yeah, it's.
As long as I told you.
Yeah, it's. But I appreciate it, and that's something. And a lot of times, I bring up your job a lot because I want people to understand that we need these people in our lives. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. we need more men in these types of field too. We need more male therapists, more male counselors. Because
we have therapists that come in every week, actually, and one of them is male. One of them is male. Another one I met at a wedding, and now all I do is pick on her as often as possible. Actually, no, I don't. I don't pick on her. She picks on me.
Oh my
She
god!
picks on me, and
that
so
really
does the
just
male
made
one.
stream.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
There's such a stigma around being a male. You can't be a therapist. You can't be a teacher. You can't be something that's not manly. You're not a fucking football coach for the NFL. You're not a man. You're not reliving your glory days as a college football star coaching high school. Ha! You're not a man. Nah, dude. Fuck all of that. You want to do what you want to do? I don't give a shit. Nobody that matters cares. Okay? If you guys want support for what you want to do, you want to be an artist, DM me. I'll pay you to draw me something. You want to be a musician? Make something. I'll donate to you to buy something.
Support your
DM
local
me, I'll
artists.
pay you to make something. Except for you, Jason. You want to be a teacher? Talk to me. I'll tell you how the education system is, at least in the Midwest. You want to make memes? Come on, man. I'm depressed as hell. I got the best fucking memes. Let's go. I'll be your support system. I don't care. I'll be your support system. Because I can guarantee that if you're a dude, you probably don't have the proper support system. Unless somehow you've managed to break the norm and you have a therapist, you have maybe friends that you can talk to, or you have a father figure that's accepting of your emotions. I'll be your support system. Jason can be your support system. Well, don't DM Jason. I'm not going to speak for Jason on that. That was pretty
I'm willing to listen, though. I am willing to listen to people. Jason's
willing to listen. I'm willing to talk. I like to talk. In case you haven't noticed, I like to talk. That's why I've been on 2 different podcasts. This is my only podcast now. In case you haven't noticed, I like to talk. I'll talk to you. Hell yeah, dude. I'll be your support system. DM me on Twitter @Skeetup. My DMs are open. If they're not, tag me and I'll open them for you. I hate the stigma that's around being a man. Men have fucked themselves. I can't change it. You can't change it. None of us can. So let's make it better together. And with that, we're going to end this week's episode at just shy of 2 hours.
Not quite. We're missing something. Finn's Anime of the Week.
DM Austin.
Finn's Anime of the Week. What do you got for us? Anime of the Week?
Oh, shit. You're right. Anime of the Week. Let's talk about an anime that delves into the issues with men's mental health. Finn's Anime of the Week is one that I am absolutely obsessed with. I love. I've watched it probably 20 times. There's currently 1.5 seasons out. Second part of season 2 comes out January of 2021. RE0. In Japanese, that is RE, starting life in a different place from zero. Incredible show. It's an isekai anime. You guys know. No, you don't know. You'll find out after the Thanksgiving episode that I love the big 4 of isekai anime. That would be Konosuba, Tanya, Saga of Evil, RE0, and Overlord. Those are my big top 4 anime, right? I love sad anime. And RE0 was at the top of the sad anime when I literally Googled it. Okay? So, guy gets transported to a fantasy world out of fucking nowhere. and I'm not going to spoil it by saying the catch to all of this, but this guy goes through absolute hell. So does everybody around him because he's incredibly selfish. He will not stop anything to achieve his end goal. And that's it. Incredible show. Could not recommend a single show more than RE0. Jason, I swear to God, if you don't watch this anime, Jason, I'll give you my Crunchyroll.
Okay,
I will give you my Verve.
I was just about to ask where would be the best place to watch this?
Best place to watch this. Crunchyroll.com. You can get a 7-day free trial if you don't like ads, or Verve.co. It's like $10 a month to get ad-free viewing for like 8 to 10 different things, including Splat, which has a bunch of old Nick shows. Jason, do you remember the old Nick show called Guts?
I don't even remember that.
Do you remember Legend of the Hidden Temple?
Yes, I do.
That's on there, dude.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm lying. I may or may not be wrong on that. I don't know. I don't remember if it's on there. Hold on. Let me check. Verve.co.
God, you're gonna tease me like that? No, if you're not tease me,
hold on. I know that's Splat.
Take me to dinner before teasing me.
I know. Where did it go? Did Splat pull out? Dude, Splat might have pulled out.
Well, they know very well. They know very well.
I know that Funimation pulled out.
This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
Funimation pulled out. The English dub company pulled out. Yeah, looks like Splat pulled out. They had all sorts of stuff. They had Chalk Zone.
Oh, man, that was a good show.
Yeah! They had Chalk Zone. They had Courage the Cowardly Dog. They had Guts. They may or may not have had Legend of the Hidden Temple, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, it looks like they pulled out. Funimation did the same thing. Odds are they probably have their own subscription service. Verve.co is still technically the best bang for your buck, especially since it's Crunchyroll's company. But if you're only into anime, if you only want to watch the anime that I suggest, which isn't a bad thing because I watch a lot of anime and only suggest the ones that I really like, i.e. the ones that I finish. A single Crunchyroll subscription does the job just fine. I only have a Verve.co subscription because I also like Side Night and Happiness. Anyway, RE0. Best anime ever existed. Hands down, no contest. Alright. Since we got Finn's anime out of the week, Jason reminded me on a live show. Appreciate it, dude.
Gotcha.
Love you guys. Really appreciate you watching. All 2 to 5 of you that watched at any given moment. Holy cow. All of you that are watching on YouTube, we really appreciate you. I'm going to start looking at YouTube comments and responding. I promise after Thanksgiving, I will start doing that. Stay safe out there, guys. COVID is hitting its second wave. Stay safe. Wear a mask. It protects you more than it protects others, but at the same time, it protects others as much as it protects you. Think like that. Stay safe. Stay calm. Stay frosty. With that, roll clones, Jason.
And roll credits. We will see you live in December. With that, we leave you with some snippets from the Thanksgiving episode that you will see this upcoming week. So it was
basically we hate you all and don't want you to be here.
Yes. So don't tune in live, I guess, on Thursday. Actually, today, because you will be watching it today. You won't be able to see this episode until today, Thanksgiving. So boom, roasted.